my name is Matt Cooksey, and I'm here for our final resident artist interview. Today I'm joined by our last singer. I'm going to have him introduce himself and tell you all about who he is and where he's from.
Hi, I'm Brandon Evans. I'm a tenor from Sarasota, Florida.
Brandon, we've asked a lot of people, but when did you start singing?
Technically, I started singing pretty much out the womb. I stole my mom's microphone in church when I was like 1, and pretty much would conduct little private concerts for the family or whoever would care to listen. Then I got into opera towards the end of my high school. Went to see a production at Opera Tampa of Rigoletto and was like, I can do that. That didn't look so hard. The hubris of youth.
So you've obviously been following opera for a long time, and you are, practicing to be filling big roles like the Duke. Are there any other roles that you would say are on your dream list that you're just waiting to scratch off?
Absolute dream role is André Chénier in the opera André Chénier. He's a poet. He's a real person who lived during the terror of the French Revolution. Was one of the last people executed during the Revolution. He died 4 days before Robespierre, and only died because his father wrote a letter reminding Robespierre that he was in prison. And the music is just utterly beautiful, and it's a beast of a role. There's 4 arias, 2 major duets. He's essentially only off stage for like 20 minutes in the whole 2.5 hour show.
Yeah, for any of our audience, if you find yourselves loving Tosca, André Chénier should be like your little B-side listen. Recently, we got news that one of the major American opera composers and art song composers passed away over the weekend, and that, of course, is Dominic Argento. You told me recently that you had just appeared in a production of Postcard from Morocco. Can you talk about the experience of working on something that is that musically ambitious and conceptually challenging?
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. It's very difficult to get into at first because there's not really a story that you can follow. It's a bunch of people stuck in a train station waiting for a train that may or may not ever come. Beautifully difficult music that just builds one on top of the other in a really truly an ensemble piece, but everyone kind of has the ability to shine in their own ways, and it leads itself to, you can pretty much do anything dramatically with it that you want, just utterly haunting at times and funny in other times, and just scary and weird in other times. And it's just a truly great American opera that doesn't really get performed that often outside of schools.
Speaking of operas that don't get performed very often, talk about a segue. We are going to introduce one of our final pieces in honor of Black History Month. Of course, we've talked about it in every video, but this is a very important initiative for Indianapolis Opera in the month of February to bring pieces by African American composers and performing them at a variety of concerts. And so, Brandon, I want you to talk to us about the aria that you're performing from Scott Joplin. Yes, that's Scott Joplin. His opera Treemonisha. What is going on in your excerpt?
It's towards the end of the piece. The character Remus is kind of admonishing a crowd that's gathered around a woman, and pretty much the whole town, essentially to not do wrong. Pretty much every other word in the aria is don't do wrong, and treat people with kindness.
This is a pretty significant opera as well, because we're talking about a piece by an African American composer far earlier than a lot of our major American composers are even coming up with some of what we would say is the core of our repertoire.
Early 1900s.
Yeah.
It didn't really get a performance early on. It was mostly lost to history until the 70s, when it did get a full production, and it won the Pulitzer Prize that year.
you so much for talking with us here today. I hope that you all enjoyed getting to know him, and I have a very important call to action. We want to make sure that you are joining us for 2 upcoming recitals this week. We have one tonight on the date of this upload, which is February 28th at University of Indianapolis. You can check our Facebook for more details. You can also join us on Sunday at 3 p.m. here at the Bazille Opera Center. And these are all going to be songs of love and celebration. We hope that you come out and join us, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Brandon, thank you so much.
Thank you.